Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Walking the Blunt Blade. I'm Oliver. This is a film I wanted to make for a long time, and I wasn't sure what direction to take it in. And I'm going to make it simple. And that is, symbolism is important. Everything pretty much contains symbolism, and it's super important to realize this. It's not just a pretty image a lot of the time or anything else. There's some kind of meaning behind it. And how far you want to dive into your history and into those rabbit holes is up to you. I don't want to have to do that necessarily, but I just want to point out that symbolism lives everywhere and has done for a long time. So to start this, I guess we need to understand what symbolism is and say the difference between logos and symbols, because the two terms are usually very much interchanged and they're not the same thing. My understanding is that symbols are classically pictorial, whereas logos contain letters. So we often hear car companies referring to their logos, but the reality is some of them are symbols. It doesn't really matter because they all have meaning. Now, these two symbols I've discussed in a video previously in some detail, and it's a little bit funny because one of them is highly misused. The corticus is used predominantly in America as an emblem of healthcare, and that's not what its origins suggest, and it's not what's recognized around the rest of the world. The two organizations, if you will, or the two groups of people that seem to be masters at symbolism is your Freemasons and the Catholics. The little boys club known as the Freemasons have been using symbolism since its conception. Now, starting with this, I guess technically it's a logo because there's a letter in there. They use lots of different symbols and things in their rituals, etc. Even something that seems relatively innocent like this has meaning. That's just facts and life, and you can research that for yourself. Catholics have a ton of symbols they've used and continue to use, but I would argue not for nefarious reasons, not to hide or cover up. Even going to a mass has massive symbolic significance. The cross, featuring Jesus pinned to it, being a crucifix, and just a cross without Jesus. The meaning behind the difference in these two is that Catholics generally have Jesus pinned to it as a sign of the sacrifice he made for the world, whereas other Christian types may have an empty cross, signaling the importance of his resurrection. Is either one right or wrong? No, it's just handy to know the difference. So there's symbolism in architecture, believe it or not. There's symbolism, or businesses use symbolism. It's everywhere. This symbol became widely recognized and still is hauntingly frightening to most people, but it has a different origin. What was once a symbol for representing divinity and good fortune, prosperity, has left its mark in the world as horror and destruction. The Star of David, adopted by Israel on its flag, is actually known as the seal of Solomon. And I'll flash up some pictures. It existed well before Israel put it on its flag. And I should mention, since we're talking about flags, that all the flags in the world have meanings behind them too. Perfect symbols. So the Seal of Solomon has a huge history behind it, and it's odd that a God-fearing culture should place something like that on its flag, but each to their own. Symbolism is used in films, often just for fun. I think people call them Easter eggs. They throw things into movies, such as Raiders of the Lost Ark. Easter eggs, symbols, logos. Sometimes it's just done for fun. Last but not least, we discuss businesses, and my business is certainly no different to anyone else's. I specifically designed my symbol or logo because I've got words underneath it. And I can explain all that. But much like today's pictures, I'm not going to. You can figure that out for yourselves. All right, that's the message for this morning. Symbols, logos, yeah, highly important. They exist everywhere. We look at them all day long. Enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning.